This is a reproduction Roman kiln made out of mud, clay and sand, and I'm about to prise it open after doing a 5-hour firing. But before we have a look at what's come out of the kiln, let's have a look at what I put in. So after many hours of throwing loads of different types of clay on my potter's wheel, I've come up with all these different little Roman designs. There's a few different types of clay in there. There's some heavily grogged ones, which is those gritty ones you can see there. And there's mixtures of that with other types like terracotta and some buff. There's my big pot. And there's my cat. Anyway, once they were all dried out, and I even put them in the oven for a little while to help with that, I placed them all into my reproduction Roman kiln. So I start the fire for the kiln in the firebox, not too far in, and I gently bring up the temperature to avoid thermal shock. It's actually quite hard to control the temperature early on, as it does want to get to up to about 300 degrees quite quickly. And by this point I was getting hungry, so I put a lamb moussaka on the kiln and it cooked away just fantastically. Another hour or so on and I've gradually brought the temperature up to 400 degrees. Firing like this consumes a lot of wood and you have to be constantly adding more and stoking away all the ashes just to keep it going. You can see there the blaze is glowing hot in there now at 500 degrees. I checked the back of the kiln and can see the pots are starting to glow. This is awesome news. This means the pots are nearing the ceramic stage. Sometimes when there's enough wind and you've got enough fuel in there, you get this incredible pull-through effect. There's so much heat and you can see it bellowing out of the back there. Once that died down, again you can see the pots are glowing even more whiter. I believe at this stage they are now vitrifying and becoming ceramic pieces. So there we go, the thermometer confirms it 800 degrees, which is more than enough for these earthenware pots. And when I zoom into the back of the kiln here, you'll be able to see them absolutely glowing. Isn't that magic? I genuinely feel this is one of the most incredible processes on the planet. I absolutely love it. It's so earthy and natural, and the heat is incredible. You've got to be really careful, but it's just magical. So now that I'm satisfied that these pots have reached vitrification, I'm now going to fill the firebox with loads and loads of fuel and then seal it up. You can see there all the mud is used on the front. The kiln's already dropping in temperatures. It's hard to maintain those high temperatures for a long period. You can see there's, I think, a mixture of steam and smoke coming out of the kiln. This isn't ideal. I would rather this was completely sealed so that I can have an oxygen reduction environment. So after waiting overnight, and it's been a very chilly night here in England, the kiln has dropped down to 100 degrees and I'm prizing open this big muddy plug.